All right, so are you ready to dive into Outer Banks Season 4?
I am.
This season, we're talking treasure teen drama
Yeah.
and maybe some questionable life choices, the usual Outer Banks stuff.
Yeah, right, exactly.
We've got reviews. We found some really juicy behind-the-scenes stuff.
Yeah.
And we're going to tackle the big question. Does Season 4 strike gold, or does it just get lost at sea?
I think what I find really interesting about Outer Banks is how it manages to tap into this age-old fascination with El Dorado.
Yeah.
It's like this myth that has captivated people for centuries,
Right.
and they've managed to just plunk it right into a modern teen drama.
Yeah. And this season, it seems like the stakes are even higher than ever.
Oh, absolutely.
El Dorado, I mean, who hasn't daydreamed about finding a lost city of gold?
Right.
But going through some of these reviews, some people are saying that this season goes a little bit overboard with the action.
Oh, okay.
So do you think it's still believable, or is it getting too far-fetched?
It's a tightrope walk, I think. Because on the one hand, you have these over-the-top scenarios, and it's like, come on, how many near-death experiences can one group of teenagers realistically have? But I think that's part of the show's charm, too.
Yeah.
It's this, like, escapist fantasy
Right.
that lets you just suspend disbelief and enjoy the ride.
Totally. Okay, so speaking of wild ride,
Yeah.
the John B., Sarah Cameron, Kiara, J.J. Pope situation.
Oh, my gosh.
Talk about a tangled web.
I know.
And this season seems to really lean into the whole love triangle aspect.
Well, and that really highlights this interesting part of the show that I really like, which is its exploration of class dynamics.
Okay.
You've got the Pogues, who are working class, they're struggling to make ends meet,
Right.
and they're pitted against the kooks, these wealthy elites who seem to have it all. It's
Yeah.
this classic us versus them dynamic that we see,
Yep.
countless times before. But Outer Banks injects it with this youthful energy and sets it against the backdrop of this treasure hunt. And that makes it feel fresh and engaging, I think.
Right. And it's like this reminder that even in the face of all this wealth and privilege, sometimes the greatest treasure is the bond between friends,
Exactly.
which is a nice thought.
It is a nice thought. It's about those relationships, the loyalty, and those shared experiences that truly shape us, no matter our background.
Now, we can't talk about Outer Banks without mentioning the visuals.
Oh, the scenery is just incredible.
I mean, Charleston, South Carolina, as a backdrop.
It's gorgeous.
It's practically a character in itself.
Right.
The beaches, the marshes, it's like stepping into a postcard.
Yeah.
I feel like you can practically feel the sun on your skin,
Totally.
the salt spray in your hair just watching it.
Well, and I think that's a huge part of its appeal. It offers this escape,
Yes.
this visual feast that transports viewers to another world,
Yeah.
and especially in a time when things can feel so heavy. It's just a chance to get swept away in the adventure, the beauty, the drama of it all.
So speaking of getting swept away,
Okay.
we found this fun fact about the cast.
Oh, tell me.
They actually played a game of That's My Line,
Shut up. No way.
where they had to guess who said which iconic line from the show.
Oh, that's amazing.
How fun is that?
I love that.
So that says something about their camaraderie on set.
I think so.
It seems like they genuinely enjoy working together.
Yeah. And that chemistry really shines through in their performances.
Yes.
Wow.
Which is awesome.
Oh.
Right. And that on-screen chemistry is definitely a big part of what keeps viewers coming back for more.
Absolutely.
But one reviewer said that even though the plot gets kind of crazy,
Okay.
the characters definitely act like a bunch of stupid 16-year-olds.
Uh-huh.
And they meant it as a compliment.
Yeah. No, that's a really astute observation.
Okay.
Because I think they do a good job at capturing that really raw, unfiltered energy of being a teenager, even with all the treasure hunting and a high-stakes drama.
Right.
It's like they're navigating first love and intense friendships and family issues,
Right.
all while searching for ancient gold. I mean,
Yeah.
who hasn't felt that level of chaos in their teenage years?
Totally. It's relatable,
Yeah.
Even if most of us weren't exactly dodging booby traps in high school.
Right. Exactly.
But speaking of rivals,
Okay.
this season introduces some new players into the game too.
Yeah.
Which really ups the ante, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. And it's not just this like Pogues versus Cooks thing anymore either. We're talking all these new adversaries who are all vying for El Dorado.
Yeah.
And they each have their own motivations, their own methods. And you start to wonder, are any of them actually going to make it out with this legendary city of gold?
Right. And it almost makes you question, is finding the treasure even the point anymore?
Right.
Or is it more about the journey
Yeah.
and the challenges that they overcome along the way? Like, what are they willing to sacrifice in pursuit of this mythical prize? It's kind of deep.
That's a question that resonates throughout the entire season.
Yeah.
Because we see all these characters, they're grappling with their loyalty and their morals even,
Right.
and their own desires and wants.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, it's not always pretty.
No, it's not.
Not always pretty.
But I think that's part of what makes it so compelling to watch.
I agree.
Because you have these moments of, like, pure adrenaline-fueled action.
Yeah.
And then it's interspersed with these really tender, introspective scenes
Mm-hmm.
where they're forced to confront some hard truths about themselves, about each other.
Totally. And I think those quieter moments, those character-driven scenes, are just as important as the treasure hunt itself.
Yeah.
Because they're what makes us care about
Yeah.
what happens to these kids.
Oh, for sure.
Even when they're making decisions that make you want to scream at the TV.
Right.
Like, what are you doing?
Like, how many times have we yelled at John B. for making a risky call?
Oh, my God, I know.
Kiara.
Yes.
Well,
Oh, Kiara.
I know. But I think that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
Is that these characters feel real,
Mm.
they're flawed, they're impulsive, they make mistakes.
Yes.
And that's what makes them so relatable.
it's true.
Because who among us hasn't made a couple of questionable decisions
Right.
in the name of adventure or friendship, or maybe even just like
Yeah.
a shot at something bigger than ourselves?
Right. It's like that old saying, it's about the journey, not the destination.
Exactly.
Speaking of journeys, did you catch that incredible drone shot in episode 3
Oh my God.
where they're speeding through the marsh?
Yeah.
The cinematography this season is just a next level.
It's breathtaking. They really do a good job of using the scenery to enhance the story and creating these moments of like sheer beauty and wonder,
Right.
even in the midst of all the chaos.
I know, it's really stunning.
Yeah.
But I think even with all of the incredible scenery and the action sequences,
Yeah. What I find really captivating is how the show tackles these really universal themes like friendship
Yeah.
and loyalty and the pressures of growing up.
yeah.
You don't always see that depth in a teen drama,
No, you don't.
especially one with this much treasure hunting.
Right. And I think that's what elevates it beyond just a simple adventure story,
Right.
because it's asking us to consider these really interesting questions.
Like what?
Like, how far would we go for the people that we care about?
Yeah.
What are we willing to sacrifice for our dreams?
Ooh, yeah.
And are some treasures even worth more than gold?
See, that's deep stuff.
It is deep.
It gets you thinking, you know?
It does.
Because even though most of us will never hunt for lost cities
Right.
or outrun booby traps,
Right.
we all face those moments in life where we have to decide what really matters.
Absolutely. And those like defining moments.
Yes.
Those crossroads
Yeah.
where we choose our own adventure. And I think that's what resonates with viewers so much. It's like that sense of possibility.
Yeah.
You can forge your own path, even when it seems like all the odds are stacked against you.
I like that.
Yeah.
This season especially made me want to like grab my friends, hop in a beat up van and just chase a horizon or two.
Right. Who knows what you might find out there?
Right. Maybe not El Dorado,
Maybe not.
but something equally as valuable.
Exactly.
We've explored the hype, we dug into the drama,
Yeah.
and we even unearthed some fun facts about the cast along the way.
We did. We did unearth some fun facts.
But I think, just like any good treasure hunt, sometimes the greatest discoveries are the ones that we make ourselves.
That's a good point. So to our listeners, as you set sail into the world of Outer Banks, Season 4,
Yes.
we'll leave you with this.
Okay.
What treasures are you searching for?
Ooh.
And who would you trust to navigate the uncharted waters alongside you?
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining me on this deep dive. I had so much fun.
This is great.
Until next time.